Coming to you live from our studio
our studios
in Tokyo, Japan.
Yep.
Uh,
we're in the basement of the Pokemon Company right now, working on our own.
Don't tell them.
On our own fan game.
We have squatters' rights.
Yeah.
So today's episode, as you know, we've been doing a Pokemon series for Pokemon Past and Pokemon Future. This is a 6-part series, I believe, and this is part 4. So this part is all about the protagonists of the game and the evil organization or the antagonist organization. So yeah, do you want to start us off, Andy?
Sure. So for those who are curious or just tuning in, haven't watched the other episodes, highly recommend you check those out. But I'm working on Pokemon Past, which is based off of the region of Italy, which is called Passali. I'll go ahead and screen share, and I'll show you my protagonists. Of course, as per the latest trend in Pokemon games, I do imagine people using character customization and designing their own trainers, but there's always like a canon to male and female trainers that have names that, sometimes
I thought of my names like 5 minutes before we started recording. They're good.
I thought of mine, so I drew let me pull this up first.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the male protagonist I'm drawing. So his name is Tari.
Okay.
So this game is all about tourism. So, wow, that was really fast. So male.
Is it already over?
Wow.
This is a speed run.
This is Callie. Callie is the female trainer.
So you have Tari and Callie?
Yes.
Okay. Is it canon that Tari has the grass starter and Callie has the water starter?
Yes.
Okay.
Because those are my two favorite starters out of the 3 I have. So this game, the story, as opposed to the other Pokemon games where you are native to that region and you're leaving, it's a coming of age story where you're going to all the different places, becoming a Pokemon master. Mm-hmm. This one, you're on vacation. So you're in Passali with your mom, as per Pokemon tradition of your mom being with you.
Yes.
And various hijinks ensue, which results in you exploring the region. So it's all about tourism. So each Pokemon trainer kind of has their bag or their fanny pack, because it's a very tourist trope. On their the purple bands on their wrists, it's kind of like their hotel keys that helps them get into like various resorts as they explore the region. There are different resorts on the region that you can stay at, rest up and heal your Pokemon. And then they also, in the Pokemon world, instead of your passport, you need your battle pass in order to battle on other regions and stuff. So those are the lanyards that you have on your neck, and you can kind of customize your profile picture similar to how you do your trading cards in
I like that, yeah.
In Sword and Shield. So I thought that'd be a fun little way to do that. And then that's about it. So they're both very touristy.
Will you get like Animal Crossing like customization on your passport?
Yeah. You unlock the adjectives to go in front of your name. Yeah. So those are the 2 trainers that I have. I really wanted Callie to have short hair. I could not make it work without the hair looking exactly like Tari's. So last minute I had to give her a ponytail. I really try. I was like, I was really attached to the short hair concept, and it doesn't. You're not able to see it in the time lapse, so I spent a lot of time like trying to make that work. Just wasn't happening. But yeah, those are my protagonists.
Nice. All right, so I started out with some poses, trying to figure out what direction I wanted to go. I did the male and female protagonists kind of next to each other, so that way I could see, like, make sure they were doing a little bit different things, because I was worried I would make them look the same, too much the same.
Uh huh.
Yeah, so my region is in Australia. It's all based off Australia. So
Ooh,
the
nice
guy,
hat.
I originally was thinking about making him like a Pokemon Ranger. I haven't quite figured out like how to integrate that into the game yet. But for the meantime, I kind of gave him like a little bit of like a one of those Australian hats. I don't know what they're called. And then the girl. So the only Australian woman I really know. Uh, I I feel like I can't even think of her name now. What the fuck, man? I don't. Maybe I don't even know one Australian woman. She's a singer. What is her name? Jeez. I used her as inspiration for this. I feel like such a bad fan right now. I might edit all this out so it doesn't sound like I'm dumb. Uh, anyway, I kind of wanted to give my female like more of a pop star vibe. I didn't really have any reason for that. I thought about making her a surfer, but I like the surfer stuff, but I also like Alola exists, so I kind of want to steer a little bit away from it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so you can see I kind of make her very pop star like with her outfit. I'm doing some sunglasses, which will disappear for a while and come back later. I'm also gay, so I don't like drawing boobs. It's very difficult for me. I don't look at them very often. But I thought I'd give her a cool, like, little finger pointing down pose. I drew so many hands in today's episode that I
Oh
hate
yeah,
it.
I hate
I
hands.
hate
I hate hands.
it. I gave them big, doofy Kingdom Hearts boots for feet and never had to worry about that. But the hands are absolutely terrible. But yeah, overall, uh, I underestimated, I think, how difficult it would be to make two like nice, unique looking protagonists. And I think ultimately I failed when I start coloring them. I almost wish I had just left it uncolored and showed you that and just been done with it. You will see what I mean later.
I
But
really
yeah,
like the foundation as of right now looks really good. I really
I
like the shoes on the or the boots
mm,
you're currently drawing in this in the time
they
lapse right
go
now.
away. They
Aw.
disappear. I couldn't figure out how to make it work for like I couldn't figure out how to make the proportions like or how to make the point of view, I guess. Like I the right boot works, but the left boot I just couldn't figure out like how the flaps would like sit. Um, yeah, so I started adding like little pouches and stuff to the other guy's legs.
It's really interesting
Yeah,
how you're working on both at the same time, and maybe when you get
yes,
tired of something, you're like, all right, I'm gonna take a break and move over here, and that's an
yes.
interesting strategy.
And I actually like this is like probably like right from this point I did like days ago, and then I finished like from here on out today. So
Oh, okay.
I got to a point where I was like, oh yeah, I'm happy with the poses. Like I think I got most everything nailed down. How like what going forward. I should have been a little more sketchy, but ultimately what I decided for this was that I was just going to use the sketch as the line art. So I was just going to kind of clean it up and then color it in. So I wouldn't have to worry about like doing a line art phase. But I don't know if that made it quicker because then I was just being more careful as I was sketching. I don't know.
I really like this so far. I wish that I was I I'm I'm not good at coming up with original outfit
Mm,
ideas, and that was kind of the biggest flub I had in my trainer designs
mm,
because like so if I'm given a an array of clothes like in The Sims, I'm usually able to come up with something that like not to toot my own horn, but like
mm.
it's you know uh, pretty
Yeah.
good looking. But
Mm.
coming up with stuff from scratch, it's just so hard to think of.
Kylie Minogue. Oh my god. Kylie Minogue. That's the only Australian woman I know, and I forgot about her for a little bit. Kylie
There you go.
Minogue.
You can't cut it out now because I'm out of
There-
context. It's just
I'll just
oh,
scream
that's
and
her name.
Kylie Minogue. Yeah, I struggled a lot with this. It may not appear that way right now looking at a time lapse, but I really struggled, which is why I put it down for so long. Uh, nothing was looking good to me, and ultimately the faces absolutely ruin everything. Spoiler
Oh
alert.
no,
The
really?
faces are just so, I hate them. I
It all
almost
looks
wish I
so
left
good right
them.
now.
I wish I left them like fucking Slenderman, blank faced. Like, I don't know.
Oh, the sash.
Yeah,
That's so fucking
I
cool.
was thinking. I don't know if she's supposed to be like Australian or whatever, but Riku from not Kingdom Hearts but Final Fantasy X, like she has this kind
Yeah.
of like hip thing. Where I was like, oh, maybe that'd be cute to throw on like a, yeah. See the faces, the eyes are just, oh, I hate them.
I think they're good. I think what I was trying to nail the Pokemon eyes as well, and I think I kept drawing them either too small or too
Mm.
large. But I think in this case, I think the Pokemon eyes are a little bigger.
Yeah,
They're weird.
I absolutely. You can pull up the image I left in the box with the backdrop on it, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I think it's cute. I like it.
thanks. I was happy, like where you were like saying like, "Oh, this looks great." I'm like, "Yeah, I felt great at that point." And then to finish it off, I will probably do some tweaks to these characters, and probably in our final episode where we're doing like a recap, I'll hopefully have a
Yeah.
revitalized protagonist and
We
male
just
and
need an
female.
episode that goes to all the things we weren't happy with.
I mean,
So
maybe
we just
that's what
have an
we do.
episode to make up for.
Maybe before we do the final episode, like the box art episode, we do like a redo of certain things. I don't know.
Because boy, oh boy, would I liked another shot at my fire starter. I am not happy with it. I didn't have a
Let's
chance to work on it.
let's do it. We make the rules. It's our show. I edit these
in
episodes, so
our
let's
in our
do
head
it.
in our head canon, we can be like, the fans spoke and they didn't like this, so Pokemon Company has changed the fire starter
Not only are
as per
we
the fan demands.
we're like simulating creating a Pokemon game, we're also simulating the controversy that came from
Yeah,
the Pokemon
yeah, we need to give them the full Pokemon, the new Pokemon reveal
Yeah,
experience, and that
yeah.
involves some overcoming some hurdles,
Yeah, in 6 months we'll do a DLC. we'll,
and we'll
no.
add the rest of we'll add another starter.
Um,
You only start off with two.
you gotta buy the third one. um,
Yeah. All right, so I guess I'll go ahead and show you my antagonists.
yeah. Do you want to?
Um,
So, like, do you want to say the name of the organization of your organization?
yeah, sure. So I was gonna work on a logo for mine. I did not. But that's something that we can do in
That's
our makeup episode.
it's fine. We can do whatever we want.
Well, what sucks is the ball's already rolling down the hill, Brian. Like,
Yeah.
when I start something like this, I get that itch. It needs to be scratched,
Mm.
and that itch is making a logo. And even though the due date for it was today, I want to finish it. For each day it's
Yeah.
late, that's 10 points off. So
I will be
I could
deducting
still get a
points.
90. You know.
Yeah.
So I used my original characters as a base. I'm kind of
Very
chasing after
smart.
them to design
I
these.
wish I did that.
So for my poses, I'm gonna pause it right here just so I can
Okay.
talk
Yeah.
for a second.
Yeah, just stop.
So the poses that all these characters are in, you gave them actual poses, which is like, I didn't even think of that. I
Yeah.
wanted to like show off
You're doing like
their like
T
costume.
poses almost.
Yeah, like I wanted you to kind of see like what they're wearing and like all that
Yeah.
other stuff. So that was like my angle. Anyways, I'll go ahead and I'll press play.
I like this so far. It's a little like noir detective.
They're both, it's like a shadowy organization. They hide in crowds. They hide, you don't know who, so this is Team Origin, by the way. You don't know who's an operative for Team Origin and who's not. They're all kind of spies. It's a secret organization. So they all wear trench coats and they keep their hats down, and they try to keep a low profile. So this is the evil leader. I went in a lot of different directions for this because I was like, I couldn't figure it out. I draw huge heads. So that's the main guy.
Nice. He has your fire starter, or that was just you testing that out?
He has the fire starter.
Okay. Nice.
So you can go ahead and open up the final image that
Yes.
I sent. So the
Ooh.
leader, the evil leader of them all, is called Orlani.
Mhm.
Um, not a not a final name. That's just what I settled on for now.
That's the little
But
asterisk in the corner of the trailer. Like
yeah,
all images and names are not final.
but so he's a billionaire living on the island.
Okay.
And his shadow organization, Team Origin, uh, they're all kind of secretly working on a plot.
Mhm.
I'm gonna very broad. I'm gonna broad stroke
Yeah.
this because I can't. This is a complicated story. Uh,
We want to save that for the
yeah,
final
base
thing we do.
basically, your trainer has accidentally picked up an artifact,
Mhm.
um, and that artifact is very stands between our villain and the legendary Pokemon who he
Mhm.
plans to capture for himself in order to accomplish his agenda. So this shadow organization is after your trainer, trying to steal this artifact back from your trainer. So if you can imagine these operatives kind of hiding around in crowds and stuff and pretending to be innkeepers or pretending to be other people and
Mhm.
trying to snag that sweet treasure from
So
your
like
trainer.
a much more successful Team Rocket in that way. Like
Yeah.
they're actually hiding. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, yeah, they're all wearing trench coats and all that other stuff. But yeah, that's Team Origin.
Nice. I like them.
Yeah, I was inspired by the villain from if you've seen the CGI Tintin
No.
movie, highly I love that movie so much.
I've seen the beginning of it.
It's like Indiana Jones esque,
Yeah.
but I think it's a lot more fun because it's animated, and so they all have silly faces.
Yeah.
But the
And it
villain in
doesn't take
that,
place in Indiana, which
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's a whole other thing. But um, I was inspired by the villain from that movie. I
Nice.
really liked his get up and what he was all about. So
Mm.
you're kind of facing off against an off-brand version of him in this game.
Great value Tintin villain.
Yeah.
So I kind of
Okay.
this is all like my inspiration. It's Team Destiny, so we kind of wanted to do a matching thing. So yours was Origin and mine's Destiny. It's the future, so we're like trying to achieve our destiny. We're trying to go to it. It's still ahead of us. That's the whole thing. So the evil organization leader is very focused on industry. He's very focused on technology. So that's kind of I told you the other day. I'm drawing the little logo in the corner there. I was watching a lot of Legend of Korra, and the Future Industries logo is like this little gear, but it's cut off. And I was like, oh, that'd make a perfect D for Destiny. So I play around with that a little bit. At the end, I pull in a thing I made in Illustrator, but it'll stay there. So it took me a while. I drew, like I said, a lot of hands. I don't think I'm even ultimately happy with where I ended up on these hands, but fuck me, right?
What's crazy is like everyone's their own worst critic because you keep drawing what I think are really good looking hands, and then you like get rid of them. Like what? Why would you get rid of that one? Why did you get rid of this one?
There were so many anatomy issues, and ultimately, like the least issues I landed on was the last thing I do. I had to like take a reference photo of like my hand like this to like figure out like what to do because I wanted it like his hands kind of up. But yeah, he's based off of like a Jeff Bezos kind of figure. That was kind of my main inspiration for the villain. I know Jeff Bezos isn't like from Australia, but it just kind of fit.
Interesting how we both went with like millionaire or
Yeah, yeah.
billionaires as the villain.
I mean, I think that definitely speaks to
2020.
our current political climate, our current just world, I guess global climate. I don't, not even political, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I definitely wanted him to be some sort of like king of industry. He's definitely not concerned about the environment, which is cause for the story. Uh, Yeah, his name is Hugh. Also, by the way, my game is very color focused, so it's like Hugh, like Hugh, but it kind of sounds like Hugh, like Hue.
Sure.
Uh, yeah, I don't know if I'm happy with the clothes I landed on for him. I obviously did kind of like a turtleneck, and that was kind of like a
Yeah,
Steve
the
Jobs
Steve
reference.
Jobs.
Um, I eventually kind of lean away from the turtleneck. It stays there the whole time, but just looking at the other team leaders, I just felt like he didn't look as cool. So I ultimately tried to do like kind of a mad scientist vibe, which you'll see later when I start adding like gloves and things like that, which maybe at the very end actually. So you might not see gloves for a while. I tried to do
I love his
goggles.
face.
Thanks. I gave him glasses, which is another like kind of Steve Jobs thing. So I guess it's kind of like Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, baby. Um, I also had to be very careful because I was like, there are bald people in the Pokemon world, so I looked up Blaine from Generation One, and I was like, okay, I got to be careful. I can't give him a mustache. Like, I really wanted to, and I was like, oh, Blaine has a mustache, glasses, and he's bald.
Well,
It's
I
like,
was about to say,
can't
like,
do that. I know.
we almost went to Eggman territory, but you're
Almost,
moving away from it.
almost. Then I was like, okay, well, I got to put the gears places too, like in his outfit. So I try and make it work on the buckle, which ultimately I just bring in the Illustrator file. I was happy-ish. I don't know if I'm really happy. I don't like that I gave him tights. I just couldn't figure out what kind of pants to give him.
That's the only choice you've made that I feel a little weird about. Everything else, I love this dude's face. This looks so authentically Pokemon to me.
Thanks, thank you.
It's like this extra douse of fantasy to it, which is great. I mean, mine is also like kind of comedically characterized, but I feel like yours has that fantasy Pokemon element to it.
You can see the color I finally landed on, which is not the blue that I was working with the whole time. I actually landed on this like kind of, I don't know, lavender, some, like periwinkle color for him, and I gave him the belt buckle is the logo that I was working on. The D that's like a gear. Yeah, I'm happy with him. I wish that I had done something cooler for the legs. I don't know. Maybe that'll be a revision I do later.
Come see the new villain's legs.
Come see his legs. Yeah, I thought it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really like that.
Thanks.
That's cool.
Thank you.
I'm gonna share one more quick graphic with you.
Yes.
Just because I.
What did you do? You did an extra thing.
So I just I threw together a quick graphic of all the characters together.
Oh, gotcha.
Just as a wrap up image.
I like that you did that, and you did this last week too, and I didn't do it, and I should have done it. I liked that you did it last week, and I should have done it as well this week because I already saw you do this. But
I think it just helps me rationalize my like if I'm uncomfortable with how I drew something, if I put them all in bulk together, they all have like almost a unified style, so they all don't look bad together. The head proportions are a little weird, but
they are. But I think ultimately you could. I think it's a style choice. I mean, I don't think. I think it looks good. I think that's another one of those things like the hands I was talking about earlier. That like it's not something that is really jarring for me to look at. Like I don't notice their heads being very large.
Yeah,
I like them. Yeah, I think they look great.
Thanks. Yeah, I definitely think my favorite is the male trainer, which is that's the one I drew first. And that was like my first try. The rest of them, they're okay. I don't want people to tune in and watch me talk shit about my work for however long.
Cut to me the last 4 minutes shit talking myself.
But I really do like my male trainer, and I put him with my favorite starter that I made.
Yeah.
So that's like that's the dream team right there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Good job.
This as with everything else, it was fun. It's nice seeing it all together. I really want to do a Nintendo Direct type
Let's do
presentation where we show everything we've made all together.
I agree.
Into like a yeah, I think that'll be cool.
Let's do it. Well, let me check the drive real quick to make sure. Uh-oh. I'm self-destructing.
Oh no. Oh, I know what we could do.
What?
For another episode, and you're more than welcome to cut this out, or you can leave this as a teaser, whatever. Okay. So remember the thing that went viral? Everyone was talking shit about the Space Jam uniform.
Oh yeah. You're
we
redesigning
an episode like redesigning the Space Jam.
I'd be down for that. I think that'd be cool. I think that would be a good use of our time.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of old news, but I mean, it should be fun.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. And I think it would be something I could do in Illustrator, probably. Like a mock-up.
I've been trying to practice doing mock-ups on products and stuff, so it'll also give me an excuse to work on that, to try to like Photoshop a new design on top of the other uniform.
Yeah. My document is opening. Okay. So, all right. Episode 1, we just talked about the concept. Episode 2, we talked about the regions and the 2 Pokemon lines. Let me renumber these because I have 0s, the first one. 3 starter Pokemon. We are on episode 4 right now, which is protagonist and antagonist team. Episode 5, which is next week, we have the gym leaders of our region and their signature Pokemon. Episode 6, which is our last one, we're going to do the story and the box art with the legendary Pokemon on it. So that's the final one. If you want, though, we can move that one down. I feel like that, no matter what, that should be like the ultimate end of it. So if we do revisions, I feel like that should come before the end, like the final episode.
Okay, sure. Whatever you think.
Does that work?
This is
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This grand project is your brain baby, so I'm along for the ride.
Okay. So episode 6, which we'll add in, will just be like whatever we decide to kind of redo or like edit or whatever. So that'll be maybe like probably actually a good thing, because this was a little bit more intensive than I was thinking, and the next week is going to be intensive. So doing episode 6 where we do revisions might be a little bit lighter. We just kind of choose a couple things we want to revise, and we've already done all the work.
Okay. Yeah. So just to make sure, next episode is gym leaders.
Next is gym leaders. So after we record, let's stay on the call for a little bit longer, and we can figure out like how we want to do that, or like whatever. But I think that's pretty much it for this episode. So next week we'll be doing gym leaders. After that, the next week we will be doing revisions on some of our work, and then the final episode, to tie it all together, we will do the story and the box art legendary reveal, and then we'll figure out how we do the Nintendo Direct. That might be like a separate.
A compliment.
Yeah, that might be like the end cap of the series.
Yeah.
But it may not be done the week after, so we'll see about that. But yeah.
So what did you think about our Team Origin and Team Destiny? Are you excited for these games to not come out? Let us know in the comments down below. Feel free to reach out to us if you've enjoyed our work, or if you have any suggestions on projects we should do next. And in the meantime, we'll catch you next week.
Catch you then.
See you later.
Bye.